Testament. Take 8 of those on the end, 8 of those papers. You're going to critique every person. Okay.
I'm Barbara Moeller, and on Tuesday, November 26th, in this very room, our professor, Nancy Tobler, gave us a challenge. She forewarned us that whenever you go into a job interview, the employer is going to look at you and say, why did you major in communications? And you better have an answer. That was her challenge to us, and my speech today is answering that challenge for myself. Words are an amazing thing. They're very, very powerful, but they're also very small. And the trick is learning how to use them. And to show you a real quick example, because I've only got probably 2 minutes and 10 seconds left, I thought I'd bring you my favorite little jar of water. It's very tiny, and you might wonder why this thing is a treasure to me, why I hold on to this. I've had this thing for almost 15 years, and because if I dump it on the sidewalk, it'll evaporate in 2 minutes. So why do I treasure this so much? Well, because someone knew what this tiny bit of water was capable of. And more than that, they knew what to do with it. And they took this little bit of water, put it into this syringe, injected it into my son, and saved his life with it. Now tell me how much this tiny amount of water is worth. Well, guess what? Words are kind of the same thing. Words are very, very tiny, and one at a time, you might not think that they're very powerful at all. But just like that little bit of water, if you first learn what words are capable of, and then you learn how to use them, then you've got something that's absolutely amazing. Now here's a shelf full of Dr. Seuss books. And when you look at that wall, you might not think there's any book up there that's more important than any of the others. A couple of them were made into movies, so you might be more familiar with them. But there was one book up there that was written differently from all the others. It was commissioned of Dr. Seuss. And one of those books on that shelf changed my life. A few silly, nonsensical words. They can't be very important, but they were. Because about 5 years ago, I had to get my wisdom teeth out. No biggie, couple of days of looking like a chipmunk. But I'm going through chemotherapy. I don't have an immune system. It's compromised. And after my wisdom teeth were pulled, a bone infection grew. And after about 2 weeks, a physician came to me and said, to save your life, we need to amputate 1/3 of your face, maybe more. We won't know for sure until we get in there. We don't know if we're going to destroy nerves. We don't know if you'll be able to speak or swallow when we're done. But if we don't do something, you're dead. So I thought, okay, fine. And for a split second, I'll admit, vanity washed over me, and I wondered what it would look like at the end of this. But it was a short few seconds, because the second thing I worried about is something that matters to me more than anything else. And that is the time I spend with my kids at bedtime. I don't care that, I'm already down to 30 seconds. I'm at 3 minutes.
One more minute.
I'll go faster. Thoughts and socks. I decided to go through the surgery, but what was more important to me than anything else was that time I spent with my kids at the end of the day. And if I lost the ability to talk with them and laugh with them and banter with them, then my life wouldn't be worth living. My insurance would not cover any kind of rehabilitative therapy, but a nurse that knew that this book was written for the Soledad Linguistical Institute knew that if I could speak these words, I would be okay. I would get my voice back. Because what most people don't know is it was written to teach stutterers how to talk again, and every page is set to rhythm. And this was the first page I could read again after my surgery, and you've got to get the rhythm right to fully understand it. So it goes, gooey, goofer, chewy, chewing. That's what that goose is doing. Do you choose to chew, goo, to, sir, sir? Anyway, it goes on like that. Each word in this book, because I took it a page at a time until I got the rhythm down, gave me back my ability to speak. Words are tiny, but they are powerful. And what I am doing to answer the question for Nancy Tobler is, why am I taking communications? Because I already know that words are valuable, and what I'm trying to do is learn how to use them. Thank you.
So stay up, you're going to answer one question.
Oh, great.
You're going to randomly choose a person.
Huh? Yeah, maybe if we could have a paper, you could just look at it and so they could, oh, yeah, so they could see it.
I'm sorry that I got set aside by what she was.
No, sorry. We'll try to
Ask her a
learn.
question on that you've asked.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
Ask her your question, yeah.
I walked through just a little ways through it, so I apologize that I missed the beginning.
That's okay.
But how do you want to use this communication and how valuable it is? What do you want to do with it?
A lot of people help me learn to speak again and learn to recover. I figure I owe back to the humanity I was given. I want to learn to use words to become a grant writer. And so I have to learn to use them a lot better than I just did right now. But words are going to be my tool. They're going to be my medium to paint with. So I have got to learn to use them much, much better. So I plan to use them to write grants, to help nonprofits get their money to do what they do so well.
Thank you.
Great, thank
Okay,
you.
everybody pass them in.